We're Blake and Brittany, and we're about to celebrate our fourth Christmas in Ecuador.
By combining cherished traditions from the motherland, un poco de Navidad, and a bit of our own thing, this is still the most wonderful time of the year. Come along and see why.
When we moved here, we brought along a shipping container full of our stuff, so we have all the requisite Christmas accoutrements.
We've never really gone overboard with decorations. I'm not a naturally neat person, so the Christmas cuteness can quickly devolve into clutter. But we do have our little stations.
The tree. Our first year we bought a real tree, kind of a Dr. Seuss evergreen. It was a little goofy, and we ended up buying an artificial tree for our second Christmas. It's plastic, and it looks it, but it's a good size and perfect for displaying our very not coordinated, but sentimental and special ornaments.
Blake and our boys made the star last year in his metal shop. It's kind of pokey, and we're a little concerned it could hurt someone.
Well, aren't all stars dangerous? Stockings.
We are a stocking-loving family. Something about getting to pull small, random gifts out of a sock brings us a lot of joy. And even though stockings are not a thing in Ecuador, we keep this tradition wholeheartedly. And you'll note our flagstaff ornament adorning the wall behind them, a nod to one of the homes of our heart.
Our advent calendar, which was made by a longtime friend when our oldest was a baby. Each pocket contains a felt figure related to the Christmas story and also a scripture passage. Even if it's just for 5 minutes, we gather together as a family every night for a time of reflection. It's a very important part of how we keep Christmas.
Lastly, our nativity set, which was a gift from Blake's parents before we got married, and we just love it. Unfortunately, Ivan loves it too. Every year, as soon as we pull it out of the box, up he goes. He basically lives there all season long. I like to think he has a very tender heart.
The rest of us are more cynical. He is sitting on Jesus after all.
We also have our much-loved Christmas books, favorite music, movies, of course the holiday Mad Libs. We make and share cookies, eggnog, hot chocolate, all the things that are quintessential Christmas.
But living abroad means we get to double dip and adopt the best components of Ecuadorian Christmas as well.
The kids get loaded down with fundas de caramelos, which are little bags of treats that are given out leading up to Christmas. And it's mango season, so there's mango everything, everywhere, which is not a traditional Christmas flavor, but should be because it's awesome.
Christmas is less commercial here, and it has an old-fashioned feel to it, and that's very charming. For example, the annual school Christmas program is quaint and adorable, and even though it's a pain from a parental perspective, we still love it. Also, every town has a little children's Christmas party. Again, it's an old-fashioned feeling, a traditional game, and some treats and a simple gift for all the kids. It's actually very sweet.
There's also an important tradition of giving to the less fortunate, which presents great opportunities to serve and a reminder to consider others, which we really appreciate.
Shopping for gifts here is definitely trickier than in the States. There aren't big box stores, and there's really not online shopping. So you kind of have to go to little shop looking for what you need. Now we prefer supporting small businesses, so while it's not efficient, with a bit of planning and lots of patience, it's actually a good way to go about it. But if you procrastinate...
Sometimes it's nice to have limited options. There's no suffering from choice paralysis here, and I like the challenge of having to be a little creative.
When we plan ahead, we can buy some things on Amazon and have them brought down here by a mule, someone who would bring it in their luggage, not an actual mule. It's not cheap and usually takes a few weeks, but there are some items you just can't find locally, or the cost difference of buying in the United States makes up for the shipping expense.
As much as we'd like to be with our families, because it's just us, we've shaped the holiday into a very Bowen occasion.
On Christmas Eve, our only traditions are family bingo with themed mystery prizes. It's low stakes, low effort, and the perfect sort of activity.
And every year I write a custom family Christmas Mad Lib. I have a really specific skill set. We do that together before bed on Christmas Eve night. I'm pretty awesome at it, and it's always hilarious.
This year, one of the kids requested curry for Christmas Eve dinner, and we decided on a nacho bar for Christmas Day. We don't have traditional meals and can do whatever sounds good.
Except for Christmas morning, we have to stick to the same special breakfast or there would be a mutiny, and we have to stick to the same routine, from stockings through the opening of the presents.
We had to be creative with one important tradition, the cousin gift exchange. When we all lived in the same country, the cousins, there are 8 of them, would draw names Secret Santa style. When we moved overseas, that became logistically impossible. The first year, they chose YouTube videos for each other, but the last couple of years, we've had them create custom word searches, crossword puzzles, dot to dots, and then we just email them to the parents so they can be printed out and presented on Christmas morning. It's actually pretty cool.
There are, of course, a couple things we do miss about Christmas, specifically in the US. I really miss singing carols in English, and I love Spanish. But there's something about songs in my native language that resonates more. And Ecuador doesn't have too much of a carol culture anyway.
We also miss going into the woods to cut down a tree. The snow, the scent of pine, the peril when the car spins out. Those are really special memories, and there's no replicating that here.
Also, there's no mail here, so no Christmas cards, received or sent.
Living in a foreign country during the holidays is bittersweet. There's definitely loss involved. The time with extended family, certain traditions, just the feel of the season.
But that loss hasn't detracted from our joy. It's added a sort of depth to our celebration, a quiet call to gratitude, and a reminder to not take people and moments for granted. Wherever you are, whomever you're with, we wish you a bright, blessed Christmas and a new year full of hope.
Thanks for watching.